Hey guys, it's me Crystal from Marching North. Today I'm going to show you how to make these 4 simple macrame friendship bracelets, and you'll find a list of all the supplies you'll need for each bracelet down in the description below. The first bracelet we're making is a half hitch spiral, or it's also called the Chinese staircase. And I have 6 different colors of hemp thread, and I have all the supplies down in the description below, and you can also use embroidery floss if you don't have hemp thread. You're going to hold them all together and tie an overhand knot about 5 inches down from one of the ends. Tape it down to your workstation or pin it to a corkboard or whatever you got, and then you're going to pick whichever color you want to go with first. I'm going with the white, and to make this you're just going to tie half hitch knots around all the other colors. So you're going to wrap it around in front and then bring it through the loop that's formed and pull it through, and then you're going to tighten it. And that's the only knot you have to use for this bracelet. You just keep tying it and you'll notice the spiral starting to form once you've tied several knots. You'll do 20 half hitch knots for each section of color, or at least that's how many I did for mine. Then to change colors, all you're going to do is hold the one you were previously using against the bundle and then pull out the next color you want to use and just continue tying your half hitch knots. I ended up tying 8 different colored segments, and it measured about 5.5 inches long once I was finished. Tie another overhand knot on this end of the bracelet to secure it. Fold the bracelet in half and hold the knots together, and then you can trim the ends so they're all the same length. And I just did a simple braid for the ends of this bracelet, just a regular 3-strand braid, and then you'll tie another overhand knot at the end to hold it in place. That's pretty much it for this bracelet. You can just tie it on your wrist and it's ready to go. Alright, now we're going to make the fishtail braid bracelet. So you'll need your 4 pieces of embroidery floss or hemp cord, and you're going to fold them in half, and then you're going to tie an overhand knot on the folded over end to make a loop. Tape it down to your workstation, and then we're going to organize the different colors in the order that we want to do the braid in. Once you have your cords organized on the right and the left, you'll start by bringing the furthest right cord over into the center, then the furthest left cord over into the center, going over the one you just brought in. Then the right cord goes into the center, the next left cord goes into the center, and make sure with each side you're using the same colors so that the stripes will line up. But that's all you do. You just bring the furthest right cord into the center, and then you bring the furthest left cord into the center, going over the one you just brought in from the right. And they'll cross over in the center, and this is what will make your fishtail braid pattern. Once your braid's about 7.5 inches long, you can stop and tie your overhand knot on the end. Trim off the excess cord, and then you can put on this bracelet by just slipping the one end through the loop and tying a knot. And that is the fishtail braid bracelet. Now we're going to move on to the Peruvian Wave. For this bracelet, you're going to have 5 pieces of embroidery floss and 1 thicker piece of cotton cord. You're going to hold them together at one end, and yet there'll be different lengths at the bottom, but you're going to tie an overhand knot about 5 inches down from one end to secure them all together. Then just tape it down to your table and we'll start tying our knots. So you're going to be using the thicker cord as a filler cord for just diagonal double half hitch knots basically. So you're going to wrap your first cord, which I'm using the red cord, around. Now we're tying double half hitch knots down and to the left. So you do it once and then you wrap it up and over and through the loop again. And that's your first color. Then you're going to grab your next color and you're going to wrap it over and pull it through the loop, and then you're going to tighten it up and you're going to do that one more time, and each knot has 2 knots for it, or each color has 2 knots, and then you're just going to continue that going down and to the left with the rest of your colors. Now we're going to pull the filler cord over to the right, and then you're going to start tying double half hitch knots going down and to the right with the cord furthest on the left. So here's the first one, I'm tightening it up, and then I'll show you in the next one. You just go over the top and then you pull it down through the loop. And you're just going to repeat that going all the way to the right. Now you're going to pull your filler cord back to the left and repeat the whole process again. And this is how the whole bracelet is. You just keep going back and forth, making a wave pattern, tying double half hitch knots to the left and double half hitch knots back to the right. I kept tying this wave pattern until my bracelet was about 5 inches long, and then I just tied another overhand knot at the very bottom to hold it all together. And that's the Peruvian Wave. And I just kept the ends of this simple and just tied them together in a knot to put it on my wrist, but you can see it looks really cool once it's finished. This bracelet is the easiest one of the bunch. I took another piece of that thicker cotton cord and 5 pieces of embroidery floss, tied them together with an overhand knot about an inch down from one end, and then I taped it down to my desk. Now you're going to take the embroidery floss and you're going to twist it all together going counterclockwise, and you're just going to twist and twist until it is super duper twisted up. Once your cord does this, you're good. So once you get to this point, just tape the other end of your cord down to your desk, and then we're going to do the same thing with the white cord. You'll notice we're twisting in the opposite direction that the cord was already twisted, and you're just going to keep untwisting the cord, and once you get it thoroughly untwisted, you're going to hold the 2 sides together and they will twist up together like this. You might have to give it a little help at the end. I did on mine, but once you get it thoroughly twisted up, just do an overhand knot on the other end, and all you have to do is trim up your ends so they're even, and your bracelet is done. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please leave a like, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more crafty tutorials and DIYs. Thanks for watching!